paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, it's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying, I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes.
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
Well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brainstorm Brewery. I'm your host, Liz Lynn, joined by my co-host, Corbin Hosta, who is currently bumbling with his computer, and my other host, DJ Dougie Johnson, who is busy slaying the Spire and probably won't actually be talking that much in the cast this week. Anyways, we have a lot of Magic Gathering, Riftbound, Pokemon, and One Piece news to talk about this week. How is everyone doing today?
I saved and quit out of the game, unlike Corbin, who has played Arena on this podcast while we've been recording, which is a psychotic decision.
Hopefully I won.
One time, I was on a video call with my long-distance girlfriend and was playing Magic Online while we were watching High School Musical 2 together, and I gotta say, not a proud moment for me, but I did 4-0 that daily.
And welcome into the show, everybody. It's Brainstorm Brewery. Jason is back to Jason Land. You've got the regular crew here this week, and we are going to talk to you about Magic, about the reserved lists. Of all those games that were mentioned, I have to say it's not a good time to be a One Piece collector.
That is true. Well, or it's a very good time to be a One Piece
That's
collector,
true.
depending on your perspective.
That's true.
Reddit and Facebook keep trying to show me One Piece spoilers, and it's really frustrating having to keep
Because
choosing...
you're only on episode 584.
I mean, I'm at the end of Wano, so I'm at the episode of like 1100 or something, but I am roughly 100 episodes behind or something like that.
Get spoilered.
My favorite anime are like 24 episodes total.
Most of mine are.
I have a friend who's been making the grind through One Piece and recently finished, and I'm so glad to not have to see updates in the group chat anymore.
I've heard very good things about live action season 2, although I have not touched it yet.
I thought live action season 1 sucked. I thought people did not like it.
No.
That's maybe a better way to put it.
Yeah. You were talking to the wrong people. You were talking to the vocal minority.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
I do
Not
talk
like I
a
know
lot
any
of shit,
better.
DJ, but I watched like 550 episodes of Star Trek last year, so I cannot criticize anyone.
This is like the Jason bit with Scrubs. Are you familiar?
No, I'm not actually. Enlighten me.
Jason hates Scrubs.
Allegedly. Air quotes.
Allegedly
Bigger.
hates Scrubs. He thinks it's horrible, terrible show that wholesome people enjoy, but he hates it. Mostly because it's popular. So every time he would say, I fucking hate Scrubs, someone would be like, bro, have you ever seen such and such episode? Have you ever even seen an episode? So he watched a couple episodes and he was like, this shit sucks. And they were like, well, you just haven't gotten to the good parts yet. You have to see episode 7 of season 4 to really get the payoff. So he like watched through that. And he was like, this
watched
shit
the
sucks.
entire show.
And then they were like, you got to go all the way, man. It just really pays off. So he watched all of the seasons of Scrubs so he could reliably say that it sucks and win this fictional argument in his mind with someone who just cannot be convinced that Scrubs doesn't suck and will be convinced by him watching it for 1,000 hours that he doesn't like it.
That's honestly awesome how much of a self-own that is on Jason's part, because like watching Scrubs is tough. Would you like to hear a very dated sentence?
Oh, yeah.
I watched the entirety of Scrubs one time through, exclusively on DVDs that Netflix mailed to me.
Yeah.
I also watched Scrubs on DVD a summer in college when I was at my mom's house with nothing else to do. Like before, it's like trying to explain to a kid before like YouTube or streaming. Because even back, I mean, maybe that's like 2010, 2011 or something. Yeah, sure, YouTube existed, I guess. But like you couldn't really like consume content on YouTube the way you do now. You know, like you could watch stupid 30-second videos. That's not what anyone was trying to do. So you watched DVDs of Scrubs.
Hey, it's me at the zoo.
I'm pretty
Corbin,
sure.
do you not get that reference?
The Meta Zoo?
No, the first video ever uploaded to YouTube was "Hey, it's me at the zoo," and it's like a 30-second video of just a guy at the zoo with terrible audio.
Okay, no, I did not know that. I watched things like The Count from Sesame Street, but they bleeped out every time he counted.
Yeah.
So it just sounded like he was cursing. That shit was hilarious when I discovered drugs.
I will say, I think when I was watching Scrubs on DVD, the actual best content on YouTube was like early Epic Mealtime and like I think Red versus Blue was still going on at that point.
Oh god.
Like
like now, for instance, go ahead.
Now you log on to YouTube and it's like 2.5-hour video essays with production better than a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah. And like
It's
my
tough.
favorite sports show uploads like they have like a 3-hour time slot every day with commercials. So there's probably an hour and 45 minutes of content. They upload like 80% of it to YouTube, and I just watch it every night. And I'm on here right now. They're live. They just replay their show 24/7. It's just always live television on YouTube, whether you have YouTube TV or not. So like, it's a real thing. So this is something we've been talking with Ben with recently when he's like, I'm bored. And we're like, you have had more things than anybody in the history of humanity has at your fingertips to do. Shut the hell up.
That's the problem, though, right? Like,
I
decision
understand,
paralysis
yes.
is like...
Right. So what I think my kid would benefit from so much that doesn't really like, I guess it kind of exists, but not in a way that they consume content, is just like being bored and being forced to browse TV at night. You know, like what's on
Or
is
like go
such a
outside
strong
and throw a rock at a window, or just like little.
He does
The
a lot
problem
of that stuff,
is
to be honest. Not the
all
right
of the
stuff.
browsing now is algorithmically guided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
accidentally stumble onto like the true horrors of the internet anymore.
I remember saying this in like 2021 when I was on like day 25 in a row of living in an extended stay as I was moving across states and waiting for my apartment to be ready. And I said, like, I think I posted this on Twitter. I was like, in 2021, it is impossible to be bored, only depressed.
No.
Yep.
Like, there is infinite entertainment out there that is basically free to access. The problem is, we all are just such broken people at this point that it's like, I don't really know if I want to log onto YouTube and try and find something to watch. Our ancestors watched grass grow and they were like, yep, that's entertainment. Like,
I sometimes get this experience when I'm at it's like the closest thing to being young again, I guess, is when I'm traveling for events. I'm in a hotel by myself, and the hotel TVs always suck. Can ever access anything useful, you know?
Below
and like my
Deck
laptop
is peak
isn't.
hotel content. I've said this before on the cast. Below Deck
is?
peak.
Oh yeah,
Below
like
Deck, yeah.
Like this is how a month ago I discovered that they still made Pawn Stars and Storage Wars,
Yeah.
and they made new episodes of these things.
Dude.
But yeah, just the idea of like something being on removes such a barrier, especially like, and not to get like too into the weeds or whatever, but like with a neurodivergent kid, it really is like sometimes if my child's like not in a good spot, talking about like, hey, what do you want to do tonight for fun, will cause almost a meltdown because of the decision making, right? And at some level, all human brains are like that. The idea of just flipping through channels to see what's on, something that doesn't hit for the kids today. It's just very different.
I do think that peak hotel, like day before Magic event hotel experience, is either watching Shark Tank,
Yep.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Although my
Yep.
new favorite is Beat Bobby Flay. Because
Oh.
everybody hates that dude. Everybody hates that guy. You go to the episode and it's just like, I'm here to kill Bobby Flay in real life. I'm going to make my stuffed poblano peppers. And it's like, yeah, let's beat Bobby and flay him.
I do like Shark Tank, which they also make new episodes of. Did I tell you all this? I learned this because on a flight. It's the same experience, I guess. I was on a flight and they have live television. There's like 7 channels, and one of them was new episodes of Shark Tank, which is when I learned that Serena Williams' husband invented Reddit and is on Shark Tank. That's what I learned.
That honestly,
Corbin, he
of
has a
all of the-
name. Corbin, can you not be sexist for a second?
His name is Alexi something Williams.
I gotta say, being an internet guy who invented a really popular website and being normal enough to marry Serena Williams is honestly pretty impressive.
Yeah, he seemed like fine, whatever. Just a guy
Yeah.
who mentioned how he invented Reddit every other sentence and was married to Serena Williams every sentence that wasn't those. But, like, that was why he was on the show, so hey.
If I was married to Serena Williams, I'd never shut the f- up about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was
Like, I
fine
get it.
as far as, it's Mr. Wonderful, who, by the way, wore, oh gosh. Do you guys, so you know who Mr. Wonderful is?
No.
Kevin O'Leary,
He's
man
a
most
shit-
deserving of being put in a wood chipper.
Maple MAGA, big Trump guy.
Okay.
He's on Shark Tank. His nickname, Mr.
I think
Wonderful.
I think I know the face now that you say
Yeah,
it.
he almost certainly gave himself the nickname.
Yes.
Last night to the Oscars, Grammys, or what Oscars, he did the Jake Paul thing where he puts a chain card and he has the most expensive trading card in history, I think, maybe, unless there's some kind of Honus Wagner that's worth more or whatever. Yeah. But it's like a game-worn patch of is it, I think, Wilt Jordan and or maybe Kobe LeBron
Sure.
and MJ, or Wilt LeBron and Kobe or MJ. I think it might be Kobe. Anyway, it's got game-worn jerseys of all three of them and one card, and it's worth like tens of millions of dollars.
Yep.
And he's
in a diamond encrusted with ruby case holder.
He's in it as an investment. He and another institutional investor or whatever own this as the most expensive trade. It's actually been making waves in the sports card world recently.
And I will say this about
everything's
Kevin O'Leary.
insane.
Kevin O'Leary was like the second best actor in Marty Supreme because he just played himself.
That's why he was at the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Honestly,
and then
like,
it won. Oh
no,
no,
Marty Supreme didn't win anything.
One
Marty
battle
Supreme
after
won
another.
0 Oscars, which is
Sorry,
the most
sorry.
Marty Supreme thing possible.
Okay. I only saw Sinners of all of the movies at the Oscars this year.
If you got to pick one, that's a great choice.
I
If you got to
agree,
pick two, honestly, second one should be Marty Supreme. If you got to pick three, I guess you can watch One Battle After Another, but honestly, that movie looks tedious as hell.
It's kind of how I feel about most Oscar movies,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I'm sure it's good. I'll watch it on a plane at some point. It's fine.
They're just more work usually, and I don't mean to be a lazy consumer, but when I,
I
You're
think
like,
the thing Sinners...
Corbin goes to the theater and he's like, it's like 10 minutes in, he whispers to the guy next to him, this TikTok is taking forever. Like,
no, like I went to Sinners by myself because I wanted to go see it. It was great. But I think of like, is it Wes Anderson? Is that the person? I'm not good with names. Whoever has that really stylized thing and did that Ralph
Wes Anderson.
Fiennes. Yeah, did that Ralph Fiennes movie. I
Ray
watched.
Fiennes, but yeah.
That's the one. Thank you. I was so close.
It's
close.
just pronounced weird. It's spelled Ralph Fiennes or whatever.
Yeah,
But it's
I knew
Ray
it was
Fiennes.
different. Yeah. Anyway, I watched that one time. I mean, it's just so much like more work
Are you
than
saying-
putting on, Ninja Turtles.
Are you saying you don't like the Grand Budapest Hotel?
That's the one. Thank you.
That's like easily his best movie.
I didn't dislike it at all. What I'm saying is you have to watch it as an experience. You can't
Sure,
just
okay.
throw it on.
I can respect
don't.
that. I can respect
I don't want to step out to go refill the popcorn for 10 minutes in the middle of that one with my kid, kind of thing.
I do feel like having a child makes movies worse generically.
Yeah, for sure. But it is fun to be with a kid
Yeah.
who really is into a movie. Like
doesn't it just
it
make
was
everything
fun.
worse?
Well, it was fun going to like a Minecraft movie with the kids, for instance.
Sure.
It's fun. It's fun to see your kids have fun. All right, let's move on. Speaking of having fun, Riftbound is happening. There's a new set coming out. There's people talking about bands. And let's just top 8'd a 5K.
That is true. The 5K top 8 was... I'm going to list some Magic players, and I'm going to miss some people who were in the top 8, but it was like Jim Davis, Alian Trazi, Christian Valenti, Orlando Jones, myself. I think there was one other Magic player in the top 8.
I know these names.
It's actually incredible, just like... all of the people who were like pissing excellent at SCGs just play the Riftbound event instead because it's better value and time. I don't know. It's great. It was really fun. Riftbound's incredible. The format is kind of right now because they printed the strongest card in any card game ever in set 2.
Yeah, I've
And
heard
like
that.
they probably
Yeah.
they
That's what I've
probably
heard about
should
the
ban
game.
it. But also, even with that card in the format, the games are still mostly pretty fun, which is really a testament to the engine.
I've seen maybe just the negative, most viral piece of it as someone who doesn't follow it super closely, but it was something like along the lines of this cannot be the intended gameplay experience, designed gameplay experience.
There are only 2 free spells in Riftbound currently. I use the term free pretty loosely because they have cost, but they don't cost mana. One of them is Giant Growth that only gives +2 if you're using it on the unit you paid. You remove a +1/+1 counter from a unit to give another unit +3, or to give any unit +3. So it's kind of a +3 or a +2 for free. Quite strong, honestly. The other one is, if you have any of the cost-reduced units in play, it costs nothing. Otherwise, it just means like sacrifice a land, sleight of hand twice. So Giant Growth or almost Memory Deluge.
Recall.
Yeah. The actual shtick is like the games kind of come down to, I know the order of the bottom 8 cards of my deck.
That's not my favorite, I'm not going to lie.
No, it's pretty toxic. But every game that doesn't involve that is like still pretty fun.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that like I think most people are willing to give. It's set 2. You ban a couple cards, you move on with your lives. Like,
I think they only need to ban 1 card. You ban Called Shot and you move on from it, and if there are other things that are broken, like every other problem in Riftbound can be solved by designing new cards. Called Shot just doesn't function in the game engine the way that they wanted it to.
Interesting. Okay, well, this kind of leads into... Well, actually, before we do that, let's talk about this top 8.
The Riftbound top 8?
Yeah, like what's the current state of, like, you go to a Riftbound top 8, it's a 5K. Is that a big event? Is that a common event now? Like, what's sort of the lay of the land?
So SCG is hosting 5Ks and 10Ks at their events. The regionals are basically $500,000 tournaments if you factor in the prize cards. Huge events. But the SCG event on the 5K was like 67 people.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was 7 rounds. I like 5-1 and intentionally drew. The top 8 was like waiting to start, and 7 of us were really down to split, and Jim Davis wasn't. And I just like went to Jim Davis and I said, "Hey man, did you know that I can cry on command? I can show you." And he like laughed and he was like, "Yeah, fine, whatever, I'll split," because we all wanted to get out of there.
So did you end up playing?
No, we split.
That's exactly what I did the last 5K I top 8'd.
The judge was like, "Y'all can play it out for the trophy," and I'm like walking away, and my top 8 opponent was Jim Davis, and he's just like, "Hey, are we gonna play?" And I'm like, "Nah, I yield. You can try and win the trophy." And then I went to a restaurant called Plaza Azteca and ate 5 bowls of tortilla chips.
That's better than playing a top 8.
Is that the place we went last time I was in the area?
I don't think so. It's like just like a solid Mexican restaurant. I think it's kind of a chain, but not a huge chain.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds familiar.
It was good. I got a dish that was like a hollowed out pineapple with like grilled chicken and pineapple stuffed back into it.
Ooh.
It was really nice, actually.
Pineapples should grow with chickens inside them, I agree.
So while we are talking about other card games, sort of my impression from my local area and things I'm seeing sort of around is that Magic and Pokemon top end's doing very well. Riftbound seems to be doing well. It does seem to be coming at the expense of One Piece and Lorcana. I know that One Piece cards are dropping, and Lorcana, I heard there were people in my store yesterday talking about how they had a bunch of cards that went from like $50 to 50 cents.
Lorcana has a bunch of really big structural issues with the way their cards are produced and released, and also the game isn't that deep. Or it's arguably too deep in some aspects. I think that game's days are numbered largely because of mismanagement. One Piece...
It's so hard to make a card game that lasts like more than 5 years meaningfully. Like, it's so hard.
The really tough thing is like Lorcana exists in this liminal space where they really want to sell cards to Disney moms, and like they're the card game that could have captured the market of 8-year-old girls who like card games. But the actual answer is they don't actually like card games. They just like Mickey Mouse. And unfortunately, if you ever go to any sort of Lorcana event, even locals, it's just 20-something Magic players who wanted to get high equity events.
Correct.
And it's really tough to mix 8-year-old girl and sweaty Magic grinder. I think age divisions could have helped them. I think their game engine is also kind of so-so at best. There are parts of it that are excellent. I'm just really not surprised to see Lorcana waning.
Yeah, I mean, I was on a Disney cruise and they passed out Lorcana packs to every single person. Like they had every advantage structurally possible for that kind of thing. And who knows, maybe they're happy with it in terms of like our competitive scene doesn't really exist, but we're still selling packs to Disney moms. Who knows? I don't know. But like you mentioned why it's so hard to keep a card game going for like 5 years or whatever. It's a large part of it is because in order to get players, you end up targeting existing card game players who are disillusioned, like for instance, Magic players. And you'll get people who come over when it's good, right? When it's at the beginning and they can either make money on it or they can win more easily, which of course does draw people. And you can juice your tournaments, like say the way Flesh and Blood would do crazy valuable promos, or Riftbound does it in a probably better way, but like the same thing, right? You're juicing the prize pools for people, and you attract the existing card game players who those things appeal to, and it's a great way to get your card game off the ground, and you'll have a base for a year. But those players end up drifting back to Magic, or it just stops being the thing, and they move on to the next card. Like there's people at my store who I've watched move through 4 or 5 different card games, and they'll go and they'll be competitive at them for a year or 2 years, and then they'll be off it and they'll be on to the next one. And it's a revolving door, and it seems very difficult to crack keeping things going for long term. Like I remember when Lorcana announced that they were rotating cards. That was a huge deal to the community.
So I will say this, Lorcana is mostly targeting people who play other card games and people who otherwise wouldn't have engaged with card games, aka like Disney families, right?
Yeah.
One Piece was targeting card game players and fans of a manga or an anime, people who otherwise normally wouldn't have engaged in card games. One of the things that I actually think is different about Riftbound, after thinking about it a lot, is Riftbound is targeting people who are already gamers. They're targeting League fans, people who already have favorite characters. It's not just IP stuff. People also enjoy playing with their favorite Glupshido. Right?
I feel like One Piece should have that too, though. Like, people have their favorite One Piece characters that they stand aggressively.
But One Piece is not a game. One Piece isn't a game. It's something you watch passively. And the argument would be it appeals to an entirely different psychographic of people.
Sure.
So One Piece players want a card of their favorite guy, but like a Riftbound player is like, well, I really want to play with my Set deck, so I got to get Set's signature spell and his champion unit and his legend, and that actually makes players engage with more than just the one card they want to own. Like every Riftbound event is like 50% card game killers and 50% pot fillers who are just really happy to be playing a League of Legends card game. And that's
players also very conditioned to buy skins for the thing that they already own that is affordable.
Yeah, and to compete and lose, right? Like, they're trained to lose because they're gamers, and that's not true of
Corbin,
a general
they're trained
public.
to lose because they're League players.
No, man, like
Not
every game pushes you towards every game pushes you towards a 50% win rate. Like, you're trained to accept losing and not quit because of it, and that's not necessarily true of pluck a random person who didn't play sports or any other competitive outlet who just likes to watch anime. It's not the same.
Right. I will also say playing in Riftbound tournaments is really interesting because more than ever I am interacting with large different segments of card game populations where like I think I have talked to more Yu-Gi-Oh players in the last 3 months playing Riftbound than I did for like the decade prior. And like
certainly more than you did at a Yu-Gi-Oh event.
Well, I think my favorite my favorite card game players at Riftbound events are Magic players because they're the most like me. We have a lot to talk about. Next up, Pokemon people, by and large, very fun to play Riftbound against. Next up is Yu-Gi-Oh! My least favorite by a lot is One Piece players, and it's for one simple reason, and it might shock you. It's they take all of their lands every turn and they stack them into one freaking stack. You have to ask them how many lands do you have in play. Because in One Piece, that's just allowed. That's just how you're supposed to do it in One Piece.
That's funny.
I don't like it. I don't like having to be like, how many lands you got every single turn.
Oh, man.
And like, Lorcana players aren't real. They just like, they show up to Riftbound events and they're like, yeah, I play Lorcana, and then I 2 of them and move on with my life.
And that's the entire card game market in 2026 in a nutshell right there.
That's true.
Fascinating spot in the industry.
I was at a sports / Pokemon card show this past weekend, and I made negative money, which I kind of expected going in. I viewed it from the lens of like, oh, if I go to this event and there are some Magic players or ex-Magic players there who have since become baseball card vendors or are now just do Pokemon, if somebody's got some dusty old box in their basement, I exchange some contact info, do some networking, whatever, which may or may not come to fruition. I potentially have a line on an ex-store owner who has 4 foil Gaia's Cradles and like 500,000 cards in an upstairs of his store that closed down. So we'll see. But by and large, the Magic players who did walk by and who liked my pretty cards in the cases were all people who like came in from Universes Beyond, or like, oh, I kind of deal Magic a little bit, but like my fiance and I got some Final Fantasy packs and played them against each other, and this is cool. Oh wow, that's a Fallout card. Oh wow, that's all this, like, oh wow, I didn't know they did Warhammer cards. Oh, do you have any of the Turtle stuff or whatever like that? So like these people are coming into our ecosystem very, very slow, like not slowly as in like a slow acquisition of players, but like they're at the base camp, right? Like they're at the base camp and it takes them forever to...
Breaking bulk time.
DJ's Breaking Bulk is a Tempest Black Rare that...
And it's a creature.
It's a Thrall.
It's not.
I have no clue what this is.
And I think Thralls were Fallen Empires, so...
Is it a shadow creature?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think it has any reprints. It has 0 reprints. Very janky card.
Not a clue, man. Nether Spirit. Yeah. What set is this from?
Tempest. The card's name is Carrionet, like marionette and carry-ons, but like
rules.
That's a cool name.
Carrionet. It is a 1/1 black skeleton for 1 black. When it's in your graveyard, you can pay 4 mana, exile it from the graveyard to exile opponent's creature, and then they can just pay 2 mana to counter that ability because Tempest was a set. So you gotta wait until that they are tapped out to use it, but it is a graveyard flashback removal spell on a creature that is in 13% of skeleton ship decks. It's in 0.3% of Marin decks. It's
sooner or later they'll do skeleton kindred, and then it'll be huge, you know.
Maybe.
This card is kind of nice actually. Like if they ever tap out, you just get to kill their best thing, and it just like sits in the graveyard until you're ready for it.
It's cute. It's got scythes for hands, so unless you're into that kink, Corbin, then you probably don't want to use...
You do it from your... Wait, hold up. You do it from your graveyard? This card's sick.
Yeah. Activate this ability.
This card's actually nice.
It's in your graveyard.
I feel like I don't think there was like a lot of limited play to this set, but I feel like you mulch, which is in Tempest. It's in Stronghold, maybe. You flip a Carrionet, and you're just like, oh my god, how do I ever lose? I'm playing Innistrad Limited right now. I'm 20 years ahead of my time or whatever.
It feels like playing Vengeful Pharaoh. Remember that one?
Yeah, I sold this card to a player who did also buy a Vengeful Pharaoh and a Splinter Fright and some other... They were building like a green-black bulk rare only commander, and they spent a surprising amount of money on this deck. That like they also bought Lotus Petal for it, which is weird. But
turn 2 Splinter Fright, bro.
I don't know. Card Kingdom will give you 72 cents for this card, and TCG market is $1.48.
I have a Breaking Bulk. It's a Innistrad Crimson Vow Red Common.
Epicure.
This resolve was in March of the Machine. Never mind, I take
Epicure.
that back.
Vidalian Epicure.
No. That's a nice card, though, Corbin.
End the festivities.
Not quite.
Raise the... What is it?
Crimson Vow Red Common. It's gotta be like a discard a card, make a blood token, draw a card or something.
That's Vidalian Epicure.
I'll never tell.
That's Vidalian Epicure, though.
That's a 1-mana 1/1 that pings your opponent, makes a blood token. A little different.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Is this like faithless looting-ish with a blood token involved? Like, I
don't know what it is.
I concede.
DJ, you were so close with Ren's Resolve. It is functional Ren's Resolve. It is Reckless Impulse.
Oh, that's right.
Modern staple in the Storm deck.
I did
a couple
revoke
versions of
my
it are
pick.
worth... Yeah, so CK is paying double TCG low on regular versions. They're paying 80 cents, which is great. Foils, they're paying a good number on. And notably, the double feature ones
Yeah, that card's
are
very
actually worth a
expensive.
decent chunk. Yeah.
All
So
those
if you
double
see these
feature cards are so rare because no one opened
Yes,
that set
because
because
it
it's
sucked.
garbage.
Yeah. All right. I've got one in here that is an odd one, and I'm curious. I'm gonna check the buy list on this right now to make sure that we're not too crazy.
And where
Nope,
would you be
buy
checking
list.
the buy list on that one, Corbin?
Buy list checks out. This is we go to MTG Ban. That is where we check out buy lists these days. MTG Ban, the arbitrage network. That is where you go for top of the line Magic Finance information. Is what we use for all of the picks on this cast. It is where we go for data. It is where we go to hang out for the perks inside of Discord. You can go check that out too. You can use the code 50BSB to get yourself a discount on that as well. So,
And they have a 1 week free on Patreon if you use that first. So before you use our discount code, use the
There you
1
go.
week free on Patreon. It's like a free trial thing. You can test out the Discord, test out the tools, see if you like it. Set a reminder on your phone to cancel it and all that stuff. We don't want anybody just accidentally subscribing and then leaving it online. But if I go to mtgband.com and check out Reckless Impulse, I can see that the card is much cheaper overseas for the double feature ones because the double feature cards just sell very poorly overseas. I can see that CK is paying $12.50 on the double feature version. I can see that CK is paying 50 cents on the Jumpstart version. There's I can see what each of these cards comes in. So I can see it comes in like Crimson Vow Collector Boosters. I can see that this one comes in a Secret Lair Festival in a box because it's Mystery Booster. Like there's so many different tools on here that you could just like, you can open a pack of double feature, just simulate opening packs and see what the EV of a box is. So many nice little tools.
all right. And this is a card that CK is paying anywhere between 20 cents and 38 cents for. It was originally a Return to Ravnica rare. It was actually a printing in Universes Beyond Fallout that drew my eye to this one, as it has been climbing recently.
Is Vandal Blast that? No, it's not. It's a rare. No.
Rest in peace.
It's a rare originally. It was down.
Yeah, you said it's a rare originally.
What color?
It's a multicolored card.
Return to Ravnica rare Gerard's Orders?
Nope. You're on the right track though, because this
Yeah, it
card
couldn't
was
be in
bulk
Fallout.
when it was in standard.
I wasn't sure if it was like a renamed Fallout card like Tarmogoyf was.
No. It's got a number of printings. Actually, it was in Ninja Turtles as well as a reimagined print.
Undercity Connections?
No.
No, it's not multicolored.
The Ninja Turtle one is currently bulk for what it's worth, but like the older
RTR
printings still have buy list.
Rare.
RTR is Azorius, Golgari, is it
Selesnya Rakdos.
Slixia yeah. Ooh, this could be a red-black card.
Sire of Insanity?
Nope.
That's DGM. Detention Sphere?
No.
Supreme Verdict.
No.
Supreme Verdict's too expensive for that. RTR
Yeah.
Gold Rare. Lotleth Troll.
Nope. You're
Azor's
circling.
Elocutors.
He said I'm so close with Golgari, so...
And DJ is circling here.
It's
Deadbridge Champ.
Corpse Vine or whatever, the 4-mana 4/4 that doubles counters.
Liz got it. It is Corpse Shack Menace. It is a 4/4 for 4. It doubles if one or more 1/1 counters are put on a creature you control. Twice that many are. The
I
universe
think
is
Return
beyond.
to Ravnica might be the set I can name the most cards from.
Yeah,
Just
I said,
if
you were.
asked me like
Yeah.
a name 50 states kind of thing. If I do that with Return to Ravnica, I can probably get like half the set.
Yeah, the RTR version, the buy list on it is 19 cents. But like the Iconic Masters Uncommon Corpse Shack Menace, buy list is 38 cents. Commander 2016 Corpse Shack Menace, buy list is 38 cents. It's a real
Iconic
thing there.
Masters got so much hate when it was printed 10 years ago, but if you look back at every card in that set, they are all iconic. Like, none of those cards have aged particularly poorly in terms of, like, how iconic they are, but when that set came out, everyone's like, there's no Tarmogoyf, there's no, like, people are just naming, like, every expensive card in the game, like, they're the ones that are iconic, but, like, I stand that set so much.
It's really telling that like Aether Vial is one of the cards in that has aged the worst.
Yeah, that one makes me sad.
All the Praetors in there are still pretty good. Like, at least
Warrior
EDH
Champion has aged like milk on a hot day, though, I will say that.
Yeah, that one's rough. But yeah, the Corpse Shack Menace out of Fallout foil it's a $8 buy list on it. It's a $12 foil retail. So it's definitely one that
What is
I
the
almost
most
certainly have a bunch of bulk of, like copies of Corpse Check in bulk somewhere, you know.
What is the most expensive card you can open in Iconic Masters, and how much is it worth?
So my gut says Vampiric Tutor wasn't in that set, right?
No, Vampiric Tutor's not in it.
Foil Mana Drain is my gut check answer, but I don't think that's right.
If Mana Drain was in the set, I'd say Mana Drain, but I don't know. Even know if
Mana
I
Drain
remember
is
that
in the set. It is not the most expensive thing you can open in the set.
Can I look
I've
at the list of
cheated.
the set, or
I've cheated now. This is nuts, actually. I did not.
I'm gonna look at the set list and see if I can figure out what it is.
I bought the second most expensive card in this set yesterday and was shocked by how much it cost, which is $55.
Where the frick is Iconic Master?
But there is one that's more expensive than that.
The set has like 5 rares that are over $30.
Oh, this is the most. I did buy the most expensive card in the set.
Necropotence foil.
No,
Is that it?
Foil Necropotence is... Oh, no, that's just a weird data thing. No, Foil Mana Drain is the most expensive card in the set, if you go by TCG low.
yeah, market prices.
Undefeated.
Market price top of the set non-foils is Archangel of Thune.
Yes.
At $53,
Non-foils,
and I
Archangel
think
of
that
Thune.
one. I think that one shocks people. Mana Drain's $50. Consecrated Sphinx is $33. Necropotence is around there.
Foil Sarah
Ascendant
Ascendant's like $70, $60.
Yeah, foil Sarah Ascendant's very expensive. But yeah, you're right. This set, honestly, pretty strong. It looks like.
Set's nice. That Cryptic Command art in this set, unmatched. Flusterstorm, Knight of the Reliquary, the Chippy Lotus Cobra. Even someone like the Stinkers, like Runescar Demon is dope. Rampaging Baloth, that card is iconic.
Thoughtseize iconic, Primeval Titan.
Serum
Jiki
Powder,
Jiki.
I love that card.
Yeah.
Every Magic dipshit is like, one time I serum powdered into 4 Spirit Guides, and it's like, yeah, you did, bro. Let's fucking go.
There was a hot minute in Modern where it was actually correct to play 4 Serum Powders in your
Yeah.
Eldrazi deck for whatever reason. That was a cool time.
I love
I think it was
that card
Eternal
so
Scourge
much.
was the reason.
Yes, you're
Right?
right. That is the reason. That when doing that kind of grind was actually good.
And just like removing 10% of your deck from the game before you draw your next hand is like also very good.
Yeah.
Such a cool card.
All right. Well, the bulk, it's been broke. Go check out our sponsor, MTG Ban. We also do this. We talk about a lot of this stuff in our own Discord, which you can get by going to patreon.com/BSB. So as we sit here podcasting, it is March 16th, 2026. Ninja Turtles, that was like 2 weeks ago, which means the new set is already starting to get previewed or at least be talked about. Strixhaven coming up. We've seen a ton of cards from Lorwyn and Ninja Turtles Spike. I don't know that we've started to see much like related to Strixhaven Spike yet. What are we thinking's gonna? What are we kind of expecting over the next month of Magic?
It's really hard to tell what the Strixhaven mechanics are actually going to be.
Yeah,
'Cause, like, last time we had Pseudo Storm, and I don't think they're going to touch that well again.
and like
I'm,
they're gonna do lessons, I'm sure, but
Lessons go well with Avatar cards. I'm kind of hesitant, but I want to say look at all of the old Mystical Archives, because I imagine some number of new players will want to collect a master set of the Mystical Archives in whatever, either like the Japanese art specifically or the golden art, just might be worth looking at. That specific printing of Demonic Tutor and Ephemerate and all of that. That Ephemerate's so expensive. It's real hot.
I actually think also, I don't know how actionable this is, but I imagine we're going to see more of like the Archaics in this set, because that was one of the coolest parts of Strixhaven we didn't see a lot of. Like the colorless creatures that live in like the Strixhaven Outlands, like Wandering Archaic I think is the only one.
Yeah.
okay.
I know
That
what
part-
you're referring to. I didn't know how many there were.
I think there's like 3 or 4. They're very small amount, but they're very cool. They're kind of Eldrazi-like, but like benevolent. I could see those getting better if we see more cards in that style and that theming. Like Wandering
Interesting.
Archaic is a strong card as it is.
Yes.
yeah, Wandering Archaic was a really good one. The set releases on April 24th, which means as we're recording this, your pre-releases are a month from today.
It's crazy.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, I will say, as far as a drafter, I'm a little sad because so many sets online means that it's really difficult to actually complete the sets the way I used to from drafting. But also, on the other hand, these small sets with only 5 supported archetypes, it kind of feels like 6 weeks is like the perfect amount of time for them before I'm ready for a new one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I did a ton of Lorwyn, just a ton of it, and I was not sick of it, but, like, you know, ready for something new. And I'm not done with Ninja Turtles yet, but a month from now I probably will be.
How expensive can Mox Diamond get? How soon will we see a $2,000 Mox Diamond as the market price?
Regular version, right? Stronghold, not from the vault.
Yeah. Honestly, like, how far off from that are we? Because we're at 1,000 now for low.
And it was market on it has gone from 600 a year ago to almost 1,000 today, for reference.
Right.
Online.
How many pre-modern players need to decide they want a set of Mox Diamonds before half the supply online is gone?
Yeah, like I'm looking at TCG Player. There's 4 pages of listings. The lightly played copies start at $1,001 for the record. The actual line where you can probably get them is more like 1,200 here, and there's fewer than 40 listed. So TCG Player is not the entirety of the market, but
if you're a store on if you have if you're a backpacker who owns one of this card, and it's actually LP. If you listed it online for $1,000, you are selling it at basically at buy list, because if you go to ban, Strike Zone is paying $850 on LP Mox Diamond. That's very high, a very big number. But if you sell it on TCG Player, fees are roughly 15% nowadays.
Right.
Like, you can sell it immediately to Strike Zone for $850. I know Dustin; he's a good guy. He will pay you the money, and he will turn around and sell it for $1,200 because ban also on the same page tells me that's his retail price. Like, that's just the world we are living in, where these reserve list cards are. And I talked last week about like Power 9 and Lotus, and just like the higher end cards move as like a rising tide situation, where like when Mox Diamond goes up, then Gaia's Cradle goes up, and which means Power goes up, which means Lotus goes up, and Lotus hasn't gone up yet really, but like Vegas is also a month-ish away, month and a half.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have a lot of longtime Magic players who own these play sets of expensive cards. Like, there's got to be legacy players who are like, well, I have a play set of Cradles and Mox Diamond, I should get a Lotus now, because that's how that works. And like, then you have to adjust prices to account for that. So like, So your take, DJ, is that it's not done moving, and that, like last year, we may see a real frenzy around My
Vegas.
take is I don't know, which is the weird part. Like,
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
like Final Fantasy Vegas, where we're all just like, this is unprecedented territory. It's crazy. Magic is booming. It's gotten bigger and bigger. This is the most insane Vegas I've ever worked, which still holds true. I don't think this year's Vegas will be bigger than last year's, because just Final Fantasy is an asterisk. But like, I think it's going to be very big. I think there's going to be the people who got in through Avatar, through Turtle, through whatever, who are going to like have this on their calendar for the past 8 months. Like, that's people who learned about Magic through Vegas, like watched the stream or whatever, like, oh, there's a Vegas next year? Sick. Hell yeah. Like,
Right.
who knows? Who knows? Magic cards are infinite money, and the bubble will pop eventually, maybe, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's my real thing. Any of these cards that have any sort of multi-format demand, like pre-modern plus CEDH, or legacy plus CEDH, or legacy plus pre-modern, anything that like 2 kinds of players want to buy, the supply on them just isn't big enough. Like, Mox Diamond is really getting hit all 3 sides.
Yeah.
Gaia's Cradle's getting hit too. Like, my whole thing is, if there's a card that 2 different people want, it's going to be gone by tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I will say, just on the note of last year's Vegas, that was because we tracked this really closely at the time. We all watched collector booster boxes go from like 600 up. They ended up peaking at, I think, 12 to 1300. Currently, you're looking at about $1,100 on TCG Player for a collector box of Final Fantasy. So, just, I don't know what to take away from that. There wasn't a crash, but it also was the high. Like, Vegas did represent the high. Now, that wasn't the reserve. Like, that was a Final Fantasy event. So it's hard to draw exact conclusions, but I think it's fair to say that, yeah, Vegas is going to be a very interesting inflection point for some of this stuff.
I mean, just pre-modern foils too, just stuff they're never making more of. I repriced my whole inventory for that Pokemon/sports card show, even though I knew there wasn't going to be much business. I wanted to like make sure I'd combed my inventory thoroughly to see if there was anything I missed. And there was plenty of cards I was just realized, oh, this just goes to CK. Oh, this just goes to Strike Zone. Like, the Borderless Poster One Ring, the non-foil ultra cool One Ring that is not a serialized or elven one, the most expensive English version, I suppose you could say. Like, I sold 3 of them to Dustin for 600 apiece, which is TCG low. Like, I was like, I want it in my case. I guess I'll sticker it at 700 and sell the other 3 to Dustin. Like, the Magic cards are just booming.
Yeah, they sure are. Speaking of cards that are booming, that's where we go to for our picks of the week. So you can get ahead of the boom. You go to patreon.com/BSB. You get access to the show early. You get access to the Discord. And then you'll definitely be pretty far ahead of the boom. So with that said,
Pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
let's dig into this week. What are you looking at, DJ?
My pick of the week is based on the fact that turtles deal a lot with +1/+1 counters. There's a lot of hardened scalesness in the set. There's a lot of that's not even a shell pun. That's just there's a lot of hardened scales effects.
No, I've been looking at hardened scales for this segment. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, my pick of the week goes very well with hardened scales. It is Gyre Sage or Yair Sage or Euro Sage, I guess if you're getting the official Greek one. Card adds mana and it has evolve and it has +1/+1 counters. If you look at the graph, it is a roller coaster. Card has historically been like $5 or $6 at its peak, and it is $1.50-ish now for the Gate Crash version, $1 for the Final Fantasy version. There are some other less printed Commander Precon ones that optimize better for search engines. So if the set name has Commander in it, like Commander March of the Machines, Commander Midnight Hunt, Commander Final Fantasy, those ones tend to be worth a little more just because, like, search engine optimization, if you're looking like Commander Gyre Sage entered on Google, it will bring you to one of those ones and the supply's lower. But I really like just owning a brick of $1 Gyre Sages if you can find them, put them in a box somewhere, and then list them for like $2.99 or $5 eventually, and I think they'll still sell.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Take everything DJ said, apply it to hardened scales. That's my pick. Hardened scales has had a number of printings, but they are kind of, it's hard to say because there are a lot
Bro,
of
can
them,
I
right?
copy
But
your homework? Sure,
moving.
just make it look slightly different. Bro, can I copy your homework? Sure, just make it 1 mana cheaper and an enchantment.
Yeah, hardened scales has gone from about 152 in the past, I'd say 6 weeks, up to about 350. I think it's got a lot of printings, but it is just sort of generically good. So at the very least, keep an eye out for this. It's not a $1 card anymore.
I think
You two both. Okay.
I think both of these cards, well, not necessarily Gyre Sage, but like Hardened Scales and Doubling Season and cards like it that were the first-ish of their kind to do the thing, are always going to be good even when they print better versions of them, specifically because of boomer price memory and like card memory of like, oh, well, I'm a returning Magic player through Final Fantasy. There's 18 years of things that I don't know about, but you know what I do know is I played goddamn Doubling Season to double my counters. That's what I'm going to go buy. Like, there's
where they
so much
start.
of that.
Because everything else is just a doubling season. It's a better doubling season, but it's still a doubling season. So you still play doubling season most of the time. Like, eventually we did hit... I used to, like, talk about how Curse Catcher was the worst Curse Catcher, and that was, in fact, a precursor to no longer playing Curse Catcher, but the principle holds.
We as a society value the thing casting the shadow in the cave more than the shadow. I believe is my read on it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Is that a Mountain Goat lyric?
No, it's reference to Plato's writings about don't worry about it. I have a pick of the week that is very different from both of yours. You both picked like dollar Commander green cards. I have a story to tell.
Okay.
The year is 2023. It is late June, and in the mind of one of Magic's youngest, greatest minds, a format is about to be broken. Nathan Goldberg, aka Nathan of the Guiltleaf on MTGO, was working on Amulet Titan with the One Ring, and then soon after was working on Lotus Field Twiddle combo with the One Ring. And then, once the One Ring was gone, Nathan turned his sights to the card Mox Opal Underworld Breach and Grinding Station and proceeded to break that deck too.
Are we surveillancing?
The year is 2026, and Nathan of the Gill Leaf has received a 5-0 in a Magic the Gathering online league with Surveillance, Camera, Emery, Grinding Station combo. And the thing about the card Grinding Station is it has no supply across its printings. The card doesn't exist. Every time it gets good, it spikes to like $30. Future Sight copies of it are like $20 right now, and I'm high key into grabbing 3 of them to play Modern with. Maybe more if that's something you're into. If this deck is remotely
has never
real,
done a fair thing in its life.
Right. If you are remotely interested in playing one of these decks, get your Grinding Stations. If you believe that Nathan Goldberg has done it again, Kid Magic has done it again, get your copies. The only thing holding that kid back from approach for a top 8 is draft. I'm calling it now. He learns to draft proper, unstoppable. Surveillance Camera, maybe up. Grinding Station, definitely
up.
Buy your Grinding Stations.
TCG low on the Fifth Dawn version, $11, which is kind of weird because like lightly played versions of this card do not exist. CK is paying $13.50 if you can actually find a clean Fifth Dawn version, which is powerful stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Corbin died because he had to go, I don't know, be a father or something. But with our picks of the weekend, I think that's the podcast this week. I think we did it, DJ.
We did do a whole podcast, and because he's not here for it, we get all of the credit. So if you're thanking us in the comments, thank me and Liz specifically. Corbin wasn't here. That was a fever dream you just experienced. He's in your head. He's not real, just like the spiders. The spiders are in your...
What are you talking about? It's not gaslighting. It's called glass lighting because lights are made of glass. That's all for this week, folks.
Glass lighting should be the next Slay the Spire card they add to Slay the Spire 2.
True.
It's like 2 energy, adds 3 glass orbs, and does 5 damage or something.